My name is Bernie Jones, and I run a local company called Smart Villages. We call ourselves impact innovators. So we design new technologies and new solutions for rural development in sub-Saharan Africa mainly, but all around the world, which we then implement in those communities and in those settings in partnership with the communities and with other local partners in country. So today's talk was about how to try and make these sorts of projects truly community-led, and the importance of communities and working with communities and working very much in a bottom-up way for the ultimate success of these sorts of projects and for these technologies to have the desired impact over the long term. I think that the challenges with communities is just that to work well with the community takes time. I think you need to be willing to put in the time and the effort to get to know the communities, to get them to trust you, and where possible you have to have a good kind of trusted partner and somebody who maybe knows the culture and knows the language and knows how those community will work. So that's one of the many reasons why we always work with local partners, so that we can get to know those communities together, and so the communities always know that they have somebody close by that they can talk to, not just us thousands of miles away. In terms of the funding challenges for that work with the communities takes time, and it's obviously work which is and costs which are sometimes perceived not to be valuable, because it's not costs that are spent on developing a new technology or building anything on the ground. So sometimes funders are reluctant to invest in that, or they're reluctant to see that amount of time at the beginning of a project being spent on getting to know the community and figuring out exactly what they want or what they need or what they are willing to then have in their own communities, and what they can then manage themselves for the longer term. So where that is the case, there's a tension then with the funders, and the risk is that they will fund a different project that doesn't take quite so much care, or that the community then isn't bought into as much. And the result of that is you have a project that proceeds very quickly, but it doesn't necessarily succeed. And even if it does succeed, it doesn't necessarily have that long-term buy-in, and therefore the long-term impact in the community that you would really want it to have. So I think one of our most successful projects has been, and long-term effort actually, we're still doing it now. We started back in 2019, has been the development of what we call the Smart Agri Centre. So this is a large piece of infrastructure for a community, an off-grid rural community, that encompasses in it essentially a mini-grid size energy system, 50 kilowatts of solar panels. But the building itself then has within it a cold store that the farmers can use to preserve their crops from post-harvest losses, and lots of rooms that new businesses can be set up in, whether those are businesses that the local community wants, like grain milling or welding, or whether it's businesses that are aimed more at the agricultural side of the community's life, so high quality input shops, or then value addition services for the crops, so that the farmers in the community can then get more value from the food that they grow. I think in the sector I would like to see a bit of a rebalancing between the pure impact funding and the more investment and profit led funding, because unquestionably there is money to be made in the energy access sector. But there is I think I have a concern that people are seeing it as too much of an investment piece at the moment, and the risk of that is that misses out projects and solutions that will actually deliver more impact in the long term. And I think that the funding that there is needs to be not only driven more towards that long-term impact, but you need to make that work by changing the structure of the funding. So funding needs to have maybe a longer tail, so that you actually have the time to do the follow-up with the communities and to do a longer-term impact analysis 5-10 years after a project has been carried out. The true metric of whether a project has succeeded shouldn't be the kilowatt hours or the number of connections. It should be whether in 5 or 10 years it's made a difference to that community, made a difference to their educational outcomes, to their health, to their well-being, to how they feel their livelihoods are going, and to their satisfaction and quality of life.